So that's my mission right now, is feed from here through to there, probably shorten the wire by soldering, because I don't want all that cable wrapped inside there. And just pop that little compressor in there, and then I'm going to run a feed from here through a little air hose under the tank to the front, which is where the horn's going to go. Good morning everyone. Right, the new GS 1300, no toys on it at all, absolutely bugger all. So today I am going to show you how to fit an EasyCan or of types, whether it be Hex, Denali, whatever. Start off by obviously disconnecting your heated seat. Heated seats, which is a whole lot easier than... Why is it when I say something's easy it goes wrong? Because I'm twisting it the wrong way because I'm on the wrong side of the bike. Let me come round there. Well, why aren't you coming out? There we go. Disconnect your heated seat on this one. These wires are always fiddly. Why don't they just make them really, you know, easy to do? Why can't they be something really easy to depress? Why does it have to be a struggle when it's minus bloody 5 on the side of the road and you want to get in here in 6 years' time? You got to break your fingernails to get in. So, removal of, let me just move this camera. Removal of this panel and this panel. What I have decided to do is I've got an alarm on this one, which is a real pain because there's a lot of space here which could be utilised. Let me just grab the camera and show you that. So you can actually see here is the alarm system, but that is a little cubby hole for tools, which is really difficult to get into. You need a lever to get it up, but this case here lifts off quite well, and there is a fair bit of space. Problem with EasyCan is a lot of wires, a heap of wires. So this is a bit of an experiment because I've not done it before, but I will figure it out. And the purpose of today is to get Hex EasyCan on here running my SoundBomb, which I'm going to put in there, and run an air hose to the front. So yeah, not a 5-minute task, so bear with me. I haven't got Tricky here filming me. I'm doing it myself. I'm going to use the iPhone and the camera that's up there. I can control that camera from here, so it should work. So first task is this and this. I'm going to remove that now. Okay, so I've undone that, and this now will lift off. Okay, that will just come out of there. Underneath is the sensor for the spare key, and underneath is the chassis stiffener. I call it a chassis stiffener. It may not be a chassis stiffener, but back in the day, that's what you'd have done to link the chassis. Now that's revealed a fair bit of space in here, but let me show you what the problem is. Now this is the problem. These wires with associated wires coming off this will all need to go inside here. This will need to go to battery, and these sit back here. So my main concern straight away here is total space. It might be a bigger bike. It's a bit down there. I might have to pop that off to get that in. It's got a nice silicone case on it, so it's not going to rattle about, but you do need access to upgrade it and program it. So a good spot for this could be in there, to be honest. I'll grab you the camera. And I'll show you. Tucked in there. Now the reason I don't want to put it back here is because I want to utilize this space for the SoundBomb. So I think my spot is going to be there. That is going to create a lot of wiring all around that area, but I think it works. And then you've got access, easy access to the port underneath for programming. So that's where I'm going to put it. And let's get on with it. So there we go. I've connected up the hex EasyCan. I'm going to seat it right here. This is going to be its new home. Actually works quite well. Lovely silicone case on there. Back diffuse cable. The fuse holder wire can live elsewhere. I'm not quite sure right now. Probably down here. And that will seat in there. Now I'm hoping that isn't going to be a problem when it comes to fitting back this. I think that'll sit all in there neatly. That is the only problem with that location. I will check that out right now. Disconnecting some of these little fiddlies. Which don't want to be disconnected easily. So let's just check that that is going to relocate and have enough room to operate. Obviously that doesn't go there. I don't think any of those wires are going to be in the way. No, that works. That actually looks neat and tidy. So you can keep all the connections under this section here, which has got a fair bit of room in it around here. Not when that goes in, I must say, but a bit more room. I think it will work. And I only want the horn and the spots on this. I'm not connecting anything else to it this time. That is it. So yeah, so that works. Hope you can all see that. Tucked in. I'm making this video because I want you guys to be able to see that this is easy. You know, you don't need to pay me, pay whoever, another smart ass to do it for you. This is simple. Connect that up, connect in, run your lines. The most difficult part of this, let me bring the camera up. The most difficult part of this is running the lights. So everybody makes a big deal about how to run the lights, got to take the tank off. So don't get despondent about this. This is really, really easy. just connecting positive negative. Make sure you take the right connectors off the right way around. The most difficult part is running the two lights back without taking your tank off. Now, I've not done that on this bike, but I can already see, bloody easy. It's not going to be hard. Once you've disconnected this section here and run all your relevant feeds, cable tie the wires through, you don't need to take the tank off. When you take the tank off anyway, there's just a bloody great dome under there. Be nice to cable tie the wires down, but you don't necessarily have to. I've run bikes with wires fed down side of tanks over the top, never an issue. So yeah, that's my view anyway. Okay, so I've moved the camera and now I'm going to carry on with this. So the first point here is the SoundBomb has a compressor like this. Now my old one, what I did was I cut that off and I mounted it somewhere up inside the seat of the 1300, much to everybody's dismay. Barnstormer when they come to sell that bike. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to nip, well I may not even cut that off, but I covered it in tester tape as well, which is fabric tape, just to stop it rattling around. So I'm going to mount that inside there. There is the wire from the EasyCan that needs to go to here. The problem I've got, the wire that goes from here to here is about 20 foot long. So I'm going to disconnect this and we're going to go from there. Any whinging about impact driver, this is my bike. Cringe away. If you didn't use an impact driver on there, you're probably not get it out, because that is super Loctited in. And if you fucked up on one of these nuts, it's going to cost you a serious amount of money. There is just around here on this end, move the camera up, there is a couple of little bolts you've got to take off just in here, just around here. Some couple of Torx over the top. I don't want to move the camera. Round there, two little Torx you've got to undo. I'll do those now. Now once you've undone those two bolts, I would remove all of these from here, because you're going to lift this round now to gain access. Before I do that, I just want to show you guys what is in here. This is a toolkit here, and you can't get this open. Sorry, it's just impossible. Pete tried to show me on the day, but no chance. There's a toolkit. That is a pointless piece of accessory, but there's a fair bit of space in there. So my EasyCan is going in there. I thought that was going to go in there as well, but I've changed my mind. So that's my mission right now, is run feed from here through to there, probably shorten the wire by soldering, because I don't want all that cable wrapped inside there, and just pop that little compressor in there, and then I'm going to run a feed from here through a little air hose under the tank into the front, which is where the horn's going to go. It is as simple as that, but I want this off, because with that off, this comes off, but you've also got to take off the pannier rack. So in the process of this, if I can figure a way out of getting that cable to there so you don't have to remove all of this, I will show you. And I think I'm going to be able to do it. I've just spotted something. Bear with me. Okay, so these are the wires that come from the EasyCan. The EasyCan is here, and I've run this wire around here and under this tray, getting to this cable here. Okay, can everyone see that? So that is a guinea pig. That is a Y splitter for you to tap in to the CAN bus. This plug here needs to be disconnected. This, if you've got an alarm, it's on there. So disconnect it, making sure your bike is off, and reconnect that one. Take the other one and piggyback into it. So you're just tapping into it. Whichever wire configuration works for you, whichever route you've taken it. That one goes back in. That one goes back in to where the alarm was. If you've got an alarm. If you haven't got an alarm, you'll have another port with that plug on it. It's easy to find. And then tuck this neatly down. Being careful not to stretch any of the wires. Don't forget your heated seat cable. And that is now done. Hopefully I press record, because I had to do that twice. So there we go, that's in. And now when I connect a horn cable to there, that will run the compressor as soon as I press the button. So the EasyCan, when powered up, when the key wakes up, come on bike, the key wakes up will be green. That is what you need. You don't need red, you need green. If you do get red, another scenario. Once you connect it all up, plug in your laptop, upgrade the software. That's that. So now all I need to do is relocate that. Leave all my other accessories there for my lights. I can run those round and through here. And now all I need to do is connect up this cable here, which I've made up to power my compressor, which is going in here. This is all coming together now. Nice short little cable on a nice little run. So now what I want to do is feed this cable, which plugs into EasyCan and then ultimately ends up on this compressor, which is going to be in here, under here and up inside that hole. That is going to be easy, because I am the master at threading cables. Not that you have to be the master at threading cables, because a 5-year-old could have done that. Making sure that you're not trapping it over anything that's going to wear and cause you a load of shit, as in a fire. Make sure she's free and mobile. Please check you've not trapped it. And that plugs into horn. Let me go around the other side. But you don't have to plug that in now. because I've got a bare cable on the end. So there we go. Now I have my power for my compressor, which is that. That is going to sit in there, wrapped in cloth tape. And then I'm going to run a hose from there all the way to the front. This is good. This is very good. This is exactly how I imagined it. I don't care if you don't like it, so don't even comment. I am not having a box bolted to the side of this bike. End of story. So this is my way of doing it. I'm not going to do this for people. This is just a way you can copy. And to be honest with you, it's the easiest way, because this toolbox is pointless. Stay tuned, subscribe, whatever you have to do, bookmark. I'm going to finish this in a minute. I'm now going to work out how I'm going to run the feed for the hose. So this little tab here, which is for the restraining cable for the shitty little toolbox, I've had to cut off. Now this will feed down inside there. See? So therefore it will feed back. Now I have a suspicion that this little hose is no longer long enough. I don't know why. So I'm going to give it a go and see what we get. So I'm going to feed from this side. Now there's a little trace of wires there, so it will come over those. I'm saying feed it from this side. Just feed it from this side, trust me, be a lot easier. And then follow over this little ridge of wires. What you're actually trying to avoid is getting it pinched. And there she is. And if you take a look under there, just like your other wires, you don't want it trapped. So, but any minute now, you're going to need it to go down and follow the frame line along. For neatness. But I'm not in for neatness today. I'm in for practicality and building myself a Honda Jazz saving device. So I think this is going to work. There we go. So I'm going to run this along here. Making sure she's having a good day and she's not trapped, which I have done. So now I can put all the back end back together, leaving me with my feed and my air feed. My in and my out. In, out. So now what I'm going to do is continue running this. But I'm drastically alarmed. I've cut a lump off of this and it's not going to be long enough, which is a complete ball ache. I got this from Amazon. So I'll figure that bit out another day. Sure, I can extend this by slipping something in, but I don't really want it. It's got to go in a specific location at the front of the bike because there just is no room for it. So this has got to be long enough. So probably going to order some more of this and give up with this today. But what I might do is join these up, which I'll show you how to do now. Previously I said I was going to cut this off. Don't know if I can be asked with that, to be honest. So I'm going to leave that on. But I don't want that rattling around in here. So that's probably why I did cut it off before. In fact, I will. I'm just going to cut it off. I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to cover it in cloth tape. So bear with me a sec. I will get that done now. Righto guys, I've just managed to cut that end off. You see? With a grinder. Wham! Easy. If you've got one. If not, use a hacksaw. Now it'll fit in there a lot easier. Don't forget, you can't cover that hole up. That's its air hole. Now I've got these two little clips, connectors, and I modified them. I want to solder them in. I hate clamp connectors. So what the idea is now is I don't want them coming out. So I've, rather than just shove that in there and hope for the best, I'm going to trim that slightly with my cutters, and I'm going to solder it. This is not a lesson in soldering because I'm absolutely shit at it. I'll let Richard do it. This is probably all going to melt and go drastically wrong. So you've got two good solder connections now. I'm pretty happy with those. Solder's flooded right through, flux on there. Perfect. Please don't bother with this if you don't want to. Just run your normal cable, crimp it up, bingo. But if you've got a soldering iron, probably worth it. Maybe a bit neater than mine. Give it a good tug. See if it's going to come off. That's not coming off. This is quite a handy little thing when you want to solder. We've all seen those. Okay. So it's test time now. There is a positive on there. This is just for the purposes of the test. Pop it on. Wake the bike up. And watch this baby jump. She didn't jump. Why? Okay, because I haven't connected it. What a dick. That got me thinking. Jesus. Okay, turn the bike back on. There's me saying be safe. It works. Don't do that, guys. It's a bad idea. Just undo all the painful work you've just done. Not particularly exciting, but they're properly soldered on now. And now I'm just going to shrink wrap them. How well this works is going to be experimental because the shrink wraps I'm having to use are quite big. Okay, I've got to here and I thought I'd have to remove this section. Well, I actually don't. So my hose is running from here, which you can't see. Let's move the camera back. My hose is running from here back under this tray, which is still loose. And it comes through a convenient little hole, which is in this tray here, through this cable tie and across. Move the camera back. And now I want to get it up So what you can do now is feed it through, and under here you can grab hold of it. Now that isn't going to be easy. I would try and feed a cable tie through first and do it that way. Obviously the main objective here is to avoid taking the tank off, which everyone wants to make a massive deal about that because they want you to pay them to do it. I'm saying you don't have to do it. So feed a cable tie through there, bend the cable tie up, and then feed it through. It's actually harder than I thought. It's actually not that hard because I can feel it. And then I've got the cable tie, and I've actually gone under the frame. One end of the cable tie is there, the other one's there. Don't let go of that. And that is a great route for it. It does pivot there, so you need to check it doesn't pinch anywhere, but I don't think it will. Does it pivot there? No, it doesn't. That's bullshit. Why would it pivot there, Mr. B? So now you can spin some tape around the cable tie end, which is here. Don't let go of that end. Actually feed that end into there. Spin some tape around it. And then yeah, bloody well let it go now, haven't I? Come back to me. There she is, right there. And there is my hose. Easy as that. Now that's pretty, very, very loose. And now I'm simply going to feed it in here. Now this is heat proof pipe. It's for oil, basically, oil and air. So I'm quite happy running it through and up. So my pipe is now here, and I'm quite happy tucking that in there because it will drop down, as you can see, and I will feed it directly up to the front of the bike. There is a route through. I've done it once already. I'll show you how to do that now. So right now what I'm going to do is, you can see the position of the hose. I'm going to tuck it over the top there, straight onto the top of this frame, and then follow it through. And the reason I'm going to follow it through is because that is the route that the brake braided hoses follow, right along the frame line, and you can get through, you can get to that from the front, and you can cable tie it all along there. Perfectly safe. I will show you that from this end. If you look through, you can actually see the, can you actually see it? You can actually see the daylight point down there. It's a triangle about here. So it's really easy to feed through. And then follow the brake lines, which you can see there, coming back to the front here. And then once you get to here, you just need to go up, because that is the position of the horn there, and that's where it's going to mount. Okay, an easier route is to remove this panel, that is this panel. One screw, slide it that way. Actually, that's bullshit. One screw clips off. Those are the clips. And then, don't try and get it in up there. Just go in down here. Look how easy that is. There she is. She's already on the braided hoses. Okay, that's done. So pull that through there. And I managed to get a cable tie on it as well, which is absolutely perfect. So that's done, and I managed to get a cable tie on it. And now all that's left to do is pull it through and cable tie it along the hose line, brake hose line. Righty ho, I'll show you where it comes out. There, see it? That tube. I'll put an arrow on the screen. That's the suspension strut, and that is the brake line for the front. Follow it along. It's a bastard to get the cable ties on. I've got one on down the back, so I probably need two more along there. And if you're really clever, there's a clip there you could probably get it under, but I wouldn't count your chickens. It looks really difficult. So that to me is heavenly. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to bring it along. I'm going to start to come up now, up here, and attach a cable tie around there, and then go up to the back of the horn here. So I'd like the pipe to come down to the horn. So far, it's all good. Hope that's clear, guys. But what it is bloody easy. So there lies my Denali horn, the front end, the noisy bit. Let's call it the noisy bit. So I've made up an L-shaped bracket. It's literally an L-shaped bracket with a little tiny bolt that slides down inside that groove. Really easy to make up. Just a bit of angle iron. Measurements on that are about 40mm by 25mm. Say 1 inch by 1 3/4 inches. Simple L-shaped bracket. Now, where does that go? Everyone's asking. Well, I'll tell you where it goes. There is the bike. And this sits up there like that, facing forward. So remove the current horn and slip it in place, removing the electronics from it, taping them up. And that is it. Okay, SoundBomb. Now then, she's on. So just to get a bit of perspective, bear in mind she's up on the ramp at the moment, so we're looking underneath. There she lies. Now, don't laugh at my rusty L-shaped bracket I've made. I'm going to take it back off and coat it in plastic coat, get all the rust off. But that is the fitment of it. You can just about see it. But what I've done is I have drill the small hole. Let's see if I can get this in focus. There we go. Drill a small hole up there. Can you see that? You can just about see the pipe, the air hose pipe, going up into the sound deflection plate that's above it. Now, if I can get that up a bit higher, you'll be able to see. There we go. No, doesn't want to focus. You saw it for a bit, but that's it. So long short of it is, it's on the original horn bracket, which I've just straightened out slightly. And I've drilled a hole through the sound deflection plate on top, and the hose comes down through there. I'll show you the route now. But long short of it is, she's on there. All I want to do now is take this cable away and wrap it up tight so no moisture gets in there and gives me faults on the dash. But I will now show you from the top how she looks, and more importantly how she sounds. But I need to do that cable before I forget. But guys, I want you to understand this is my bike. If you're doing anything like this on your bike, you need to make sure this is going to clear the forks. It will clear the forks the way I've done it, but if you do it any differently, it may not. So I'm not taking responsibility for you not being able to steer because you've cocked it up. So this is just an idea. This is me telling you what to do. This is just an idea. We do not offer this as a service, but if you want advice on where to get the bits to do it with, I can give you that for free. Absolutely no problem. But it works. SoundBomb split is up there. There isn't a bloody great canister down here, but I don't even know where people were thinking of putting the other part of the SoundBomb. But that is where I put it, and that is where I am happy with it. And it will fit because I had it on 1300 GS. So let's take a look at the top part now and see what we've done up top. So I hope this makes sense. Obviously the routing is totally up to you once you get to here. I'm going to try this. I can't remember what I did previously on the 1300, but it worked. I know I didn't drill a hole in the top, but it does work. So I'm going to try that for now and see how that works. I think it will flex absolutely fine. I may be able to shorten it slightly, maybe look a little bit more attractive, or route it in a slightly different way. Just depends on how much flex I need. That is the way I'm leaving it at the moment, but I'm thinking I may be able to shorten that, which is going to be great because it just won't look like that. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to leave it until I get it off the stand. Problem I've got right now is I'm locked into this chock and I've got all this loose and I can't really get it off and move it out until I put it back together. So there's the compressor. That's going to go in now. She's all soldered together. About to connect the wires on and see what happens. Hope you haven't got any air chokes anywhere. So no airflow. That would be a shit, wouldn't it? So we'll give that a bash now. Okay, eat, sleep, repeat. Pop everything back in. Make sure you get these side bolts in for the luggage carrier first on either side, then work your way up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Remembering one in by hand first. Trickiest bit out of all that, putting it eat, sleep, repeat back together, is getting this little fucker on, because this is an ingenious design and it's shit. So tuck all your wires away pretty flat as you can, although there is a fair bit of space. Make sure you got your heated seat for your rear there and your heated seat front. This is the tricky bit. This thing here is your sender, receiver for your spare key device. Now, what clown invented this? I don't know. It's got to go on like that. There you go. Hold it like that. Pop it down. There we go. Clip her in. And every time you move this back up to see whether you're pushing a cable down or whatever you're doing, you release it. So hopefully I've got enough room for all my easy can stuff. But you don't want to be pinching anything. Again, not teaching anyone to suck eggs. Mine is in by hand. And then get a power tool on them if you need to. But that is in. It's not catching on anything. There's nothing fouling. Make sure you get the cable for the power for your luggage rack here. And before you apply power to any of these, make sure they are firmly en route. Now again, this is an impact driver. I'm just winding them down a little bit as they got locked tight all over them, and now I'm going to torque them up off camera. Don't forget the two rear screws for the rear housing. Remember that bit? Come here, camera. Release. We released those screws there. There's two of them. So what I've done now is I've just taken a bit more foam out of this, and I brought the hose through there and wrapped the cables over the top. You mustn't forget about your breather hole. The only problem I'm thinking now is when you hit the horn button, it does spin round. Or it doesn't spin, it vibrates. It sort of jolts like that. It could end up damaging the top of this. But I'm not entirely worried about that. Could put some cloth tape over that, which I will do as soon as it arrives. Run out. So there you go, guys. Pop it back together now and done. SoundBomb. SoundBomb by Life is a Ride. We're not offering this as a service. We will sell you it. Check out the website. Sell you the split. And I will advise you on the bracket. So if you want to give me a call, if you want to do this on your GSA, you're more than welcome. If you want to do it on the GS, you've got to cut a hole in the back of the seat, which is not ideal. There is nowhere else to put a split on a GS. Nowhere. There's nowhere else to put a SoundBomb on a GS. Only the GSA. And that is the ideal little cubby hole for it. And that is where it's going, because that thing has saved my skin a few times. So the only casualty on the bike is one small little hole. No other holes made. No tank off. No nothing off. I am happy as Larry. I've got that to work. And I hope you like the outcome. There'll probably be critiques, but just bear in mind, it's my bike. I want to drill a hole in it, I'll drill a hole in it. So there you go. By the way, these are going. I hate red. So there you go. Next time you see them, they'll be grey, if I get around to it. SoundBomb on! By the way, check this out. AliExpress, £1.50. Can you believe it? I'm loving that. Solid too. The other AliExpress device I bought is that. Let's get some light on those quickly. Look at those guys. Frigging Wonderlic stamped on them. That protects the lambda sensor wire, which is very vulnerable down there. Thanks BMW, I love that. So there you go, guys. Don't forget to pop them back in. So, spin it around. She's done. She's now loud. I am happy. Not only that, she's loud and neat. No boxes hanging off the frame. That's what you want, crack on, but this is my way. You don't have to follow that, obviously. But it's the way I've done it. But just again, if you are going to copy what I've done, be careful with mounting the front. Make sure you get it. It's not snagging on the steering column or anything, wherever you mount it. There's various places you can put it. Just be careful. Make sure you can move steering freely and the forks can move left and right. It's done. I am happy. Tap, tap. Power on. She's loud. Happy, job done. About an hour, I reckon, in total. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. So last bit is bang on the EasyCAN software. Check it's sitting at 20 amps. Sometimes I've had to put it at 25 amps. Jesus Christ. That is fucking loud. That is more than loud. That's deafeningly loud. Happy with that. That is a lorry scaring horn. So last bit is bang on the EasyCAN software. Check it's sitting at 20 amps. Sometimes I've had to put it at 25 amps. Jesus Christ. That is fucking loud. That is more than loud. That's deafeningly loud. Happy with that. That is a lorry scaring horn.